Hello, I'm Chris Williams from Read Comics, They're Bad For You, and my BitChute channel, Comic Freak. Today we're going to be talking about the female James Bond. The news broke earlier today, well, last night to be exact, as I understand it, that they will be introducing a female 007, really, because they can't really call the female James Bond. What they're going to do is basically have a stealth female James Bond in James Bond 25. They're going to have Daniel Craig play the title character, but they're going to introduce this other character played by Lashana Lynch. And by the end of it, apparently, either James will be killed or something will happen and she'll take on the 007 role. She won't actually be James Bond because she'll be renamed a female character. Here we can see Lashana Lynch herself. And as others have said, you really shouldn't be proud of this lady. They're only putting you in there to get woke points. We last saw her in Captain Marvel, where she played Carol Danvers' black friend. Token black friend, literally. Her token black friend with her daughter, Rambria Williams. You know, if you know anything about Marvel Comics, the original black Captain Marvel. Before we had, they renamed Miss Marvel to Captain Marvel. Here she's going to be playing a character like, what's the name of James Bond's, James Bond's co-stars, the ones who play the other characters in the James Bond mythos. Presumably she's playing Muddy Penny, the secretary of James Bond's boss. But I'm not so sure. I think she's supposed to be playing another agent that works with him. And after he is taken out in some manner, she becomes the new 007. Because that's the only thing you can really do, is sign her James Bond's number. You can't call her James Bond. And if you dare give her James Bond's last name, that's just inane. Completely inane. James Bond is the son of a wealthy British family, and he was put through various tasks and, worked his way up through the military to become a special agent who can kill. Well, a special agent with a license to kill under Her Majesty's Secret Service. Not someone who just came in here, took the name, and just continued being James Bond. He was and is James Bond. Here, we can almost imagine Sean Connery as James Bond hearing this news and just looking over and just, really? We're going to do that now? I really have to apologize to you, Sean, that they've taken your classic character and are trying to make it as woke as possible. Apparently, as others have said, time's up. And apparently, there can be no white men in any really great roles anymore. We need every other person to be in that role but a white man. So, that means that Lashana Lynch should also have her kneecaps blown out and she should be a cripple. Oh, and someone should also make her a trans person. And not only is she black and a woman, but they would probably try to push everything else as well. I mean, fine that she's an African-American woman, but she has no right for this role. This role which has inspired generations of men and women. You know, James Bond, the guy who women want to be with and men want to be. No. This is Lashana Lynch, the woman other women hate and men probably don't really know her anything beyond Captain Marvel. And if they've seen Captain Marvel, probably will give this movie a wide berth. Other stars over the years have come up saying different things, that they think there should be a female James Bond, or they would like to play a female James Bond. Notably, Kristen Stewart and Marina Baccarin. You know, that Kristen Stewart, the girl from the Twilight series, yeah, and Marina Baccarin, who we most know for as being the girlfriend of Deadpool. Well, apparently both of you have lost, and a sassy black woman has become the new James Bond. Here, look at her. Doesn't she look so happy? No, that's the character she played in Captain Marvel. And, well, like in that movie, she's probably just going to be forgettable and boring. And who knows, maybe she'll also be a mother like she was in that movie as well. Well, we have Daniel Craig with his eyes looking over to the side and probably wondering, am I done yet? Are you just going to put me in this movie to humiliate me? Am I done yet, or can I just go out on a great note? And by the way, you should just continue having James Bond be a male. Really, you're going to kill the series. If you kill me off, you might as well just make this the last James Bond movie at all. Here we can see, I think, a scene from James Bond 25 with Daniel Craig getting out of a car with his co-star Lashana Lynch. I'm not sure if that's her or not. This is what made me think that she's playing the secretary of Moneypenny. I mean, she's basically wearing the pink clothes of Moneypenny. I mean, as I remember it, Moneypenny wore a lot of pink. But I'm not quite sure. I've watched the James Bond movies, but I've never actually been that big of a fan of them. My father used to force me. He used to watch them all the time, and if I didn't have the TV, I'd be forced to watch it as well. So I kind of have a bad problem with James Bond. But I actually do like the character. I liked Pierce Brosnan as James Bond. The other ones, it's just the fact that they were older movies. It just kind of set me on edge. But to see them take a great character like James Bond and turn him into a woman to try and get woke points, well, as Kristen Stewart here in this picture looks like, when she said when we need a black female James Bond, well, you can see she's practically brimming with woke points. Yes, she's so on the hip and know that we need a female James Bond. No, you star of a horrible, bad franchise. No, we do not need a female James Bond. We need a good James Bond, preferably male. If they had a good female James Bond, well, I still think it would fail because you're going to drive away the fan base because they know him as James Bond. Not any other name, not any female name, no any other kind of race. Even though we could possibly have a black James Bond, it would still end up with the same thing because you're going for woke points. And we don't want anyone but James Bond. We don't want any other person playing him but a guy we would recognize as James Bond. I'm sorry that you're probably going to go out on the last James Bond movie, Daniel Craig, and that your character will be killed off and replaced with someone else who we will not even remotely like or respect, nor respect the director or anyone else who's trying to push this down our throats. And I do not understand why they are doing this, because they're going to lose so badly. They're killing their own business. You know what? I hope they do kill their business. I want them living on the streets so we can get good, new, great programming and new shows that we would really like to watch or read. I apologize to you, Daniel Craig, for what they're going to put you through. And most likely you'll be a laughingstock. The last male James Bond. Here we can see a picture of someone who made a mock-up of what this would look like. Basically, is that Judy Garland on the body of Sean Connery? I'm not quite sure, but you get the idea. Now, if you like this video, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. If you're watching my videos but you have not subscribed, please subscribe to me. And hit that bell to get notifications. Hit that like button and leave some comments down below. Keep checking back in future videos for more information on my own upcoming comic book, Scumdogs. And remember, if you go to BitChute, or if you're watching this on BitChute, subscribe to my BitChute channel, Comic Freak. I'm Chris Williams, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video or review.